So, Tony, can you tell me where you're going to put Daniel Jones this week? You sure? Not even one hint? Is it single digit? Oh boy.
Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever. Welcome to Dynamite Duo Sports, the podcast where we break down the top NFL storylines with the facts and wonder, has Patrick Mahomes fallen out of the top 10 quarterbacks? Today, Tony is going to be giving you his top 10 quarterbacks after week 2. And if you saw the first video of our top 10 quarterbacks, you know that it was controversial, and I think this one might be even more so. So let's not waste any time, Tony. Let's get into your top 10.
All right, so before we begin for the top 10 quarterbacks, I just want to clarify that since Joe Burrow is going to be out for 3 months and Brock Purdy is going to be out for 2 to 5 weeks, they will not be included in the top 10. They might sometime in the future if they still look good. Joe Burrow, please recover well so that if you make it to the playoffs, you can be there. All right, so to begin, I'm going to start with both of the honorable mentions, and both of those QBs are Jared Goff and Aaron Rodgers. Now, both of them had both of them each had an amazing game, and then they also had a pretty rough game. So these are both quarterbacks that I'm waiting before they go in the top 10 to see if they actually deserve it because they had a good game and a bad game. So I got to see consistency before I can actually give them that reward. Now we are getting to the top 10. At number 10, you have Patrick Mahomes. I was very close to not putting him in the top 10, but at the end of the day, his top 2 wide receivers are hurt, and he is still technically, he's won 3 Super Bowls, been to 5. He doesn't look washed. He just looks like he's definitely struggling without his top 2 wide receivers. So until he gets it back, I have to keep him in the top 10. Number 9, we have Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford, he doesn't look bad. These first 2 weeks, he's played 2 good defenses. But the big thing for me, though, is that he hasn't looked amazing. And this week, he started to click a little more in the second half against the Titans. He was throwing to Devontae Adams and Puka pretty equally. So they're starting to get that connection, that chemistry. But again, I don't know about his back. I think his back will be fine. But I do need to see, again, some pretty big games for him before I put him into top 5, which he could very easily be towards the end of this season. Number 8, you have Dak Prescott. Now, Sebi was worried that I wasn't going to put him in at all, but I do have to give him credit, even though he's played 2 divisional teams that he normally plays well against. At the same time, you have to give him credit for the performance he's doing. The big thing for me, though, before I can put him higher, which he would put him higher, I have to first wait and see if he could play well against a team like the Packers, who look really good right now. And once I see how he plays with them is where I'll actually have him ranked, whether he's in the top 10 or not in it at all. All right, so now we have number 7, and that goes to Jayden Daniels. Now, I know Seppi's been criticizing Jayden Daniels, but if you watch the Thursday Night Football game, even though they lost and Packers defense looked really good, he did everything he could because everyone else basically just was bad at that game. His O-line collapsed in a half second. Same with week 1 against the Giants. So their O-line's got a lot of work to do, but Jayden Daniels is putting every effort in. He makes me think a lot of like a smaller Josh Allen. He's going to be that kind of quarterback that has to carry his team, which is the reason why they went to the NFC Championship. So I have to give him credit, but he hasn't played well enough to go any higher in the top 10. Number 6, who I honestly didn't think would be in the top 10 this early this year, you have Jordan Love. Jordan Love is not, which is funny because normally he is flashy, but this season he's not looking flashy. He's just doing what he has to. He's finding the players. He's looking what the defense is giving him, and he's throwing it in those spots. And so he's definitely looking a lot better this year, and maybe this could be the year. He's 27. Every other quarterback that's won the Super Bowl for the Packers was 27, including Bart Starr, which I found out a few days ago. So for me, Jordan Love is looking really good. He's not good enough to be in the top 5, but he's definitely deserves to be in this top 10. All right, now we're getting to the top 5. And at number 5, Here's your answer, Giuseppe. Dun da da dun da da dun da da. Daniel Jones. He's speechless. Look, he deserves it for now because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be here very long. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. But he, at least fantasy point wise, he is number 2 fantasy points behind Lamar Jackson, which is ridiculous. But you have to give him credit for what he's been doing with the Colts. Because first week was Dolphins, so it's like bad secondary. Then he went against the Broncos secondary, and he looked good still. So I got to give him credit. He played well against the Broncos secondary, which I thought he was going to suck at. I said he's going to throw 2 picks this week. I was wrong. So I have to give him credit for right now for what he has done with the Colts, but he very well easily could get kicked out of his top 10 any week. Number 4, the last quarterback before we get into the top 3 is Justin Herbert. Now, funny enough, I was actually putting Daniel Jones in number 4 instead, but I knew I knew that would make him go crazy. But Justin Herbert is looking very consistent, and this is the season where I feel like Justin Herbert's actually going to, based off how they're looking these first 2 weeks, he's going to win his first playoff game. At first, I wasn't even thinking they make the playoffs this year, but after seeing them the first 2 weeks and how he's looking, how Quentin Johnson's and Keenan Allen are his 2 best wide receivers right now, McConkey's being like that bonus kind of wide receiver, which is very surprising, but I have to give Justin Herbert his credit because I think with Jim Harbaugh at second year's head coach, this is going to be one of his best years ever for Justin Herbert. All right, now we are getting to the big part, the top 3. And first up at number 3 is Baker Mayfield. He's not the flashiest, but he gets the job done. And I'm the kind of person for sports where I don't care about the statistics. I don't care about, look how many yards a person threw. I want quarterbacks that get the job done when it needs to get done. Baker Mayfield has done that both first games this year. And yeah, people are like, well, what about all the passing yard statistics, other guys? I don't care. When he won, both those games were won because he was clutch. And that's what I want in a quarterback.
And he also did this with a bad offensive line.
Right. So, and sometimes he has to run it to get the first down. He gets it done. If someone's open, he gets it to him. So yeah, Baker Mayfield, I've been a big defender of him his entire career, even at that rough spot he was in. And I think everyone now sees why I was always defending him so much from people that know me. So with that being said, I don't care what people said about it. He's number 3. And yeah, I think that's a little generous on my part because in my opinion, he's my MVP candidate. So, but yeah, number 3 is a good spot for him. Now we're going to the top 2.
Honestly, you could just tell him who number 1, number 2 is right now.
Yeah. So number 2, I'm going to go with number 2 first, is Lamar Jackson. And number 1, reigning MVP, Josh Allen. Now, I know everybody's going to... a lot of people are... The big debate is between Lamar and Josh Allen. And I was, for a second...
Who won week 1?
I know. Yeah, I was about to say, week 1 proved that Josh Allen's got that slight edge over Lamar for everyone who had the big debate about he deserved MVP. Josh Allen proved why he was MVP in that game. So, Lamar still, though, played, excellent. For only throwing 19 times, he still did what he needed to do. It's just, again, in the end, they looked like their playoff selves where they kind of just, screwed it up. But there was a little moment where I was considering putting Baker Mayfield above Lamar. But I got to give Lamar the credit that's due for him because he is that good of a quarterback. I just think that Josh Allen doesn't have a team as loaded as Lamar does on his offense. So that's the reason why I give the edge to Josh over Lamar. So that is my top 10. All right, Giuseppe. So in all honesty, before you give feedback, are you upset with this top 10?
Not upset.
Okay.
Just a few.
Do you think people will find this? Yeah. Now, people have probably just realized, where's Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is always a slow starting quarterback, so he's not in my top 10. The first top 10 I did, to clarify, was the overall season, at the end, what I want to look like, but because Joe Burrow's hurt, it probably won't look like that. But, yeah, so Jalen Hurts will probably be in there later, but he's not going to be top 10 currently.
Okay, so, My biggest critique is obviously Daniel Jones at number 5.
Why?
I think he should definitely be top 10.
Why not 5? Who's played better than Daniel Jones besides the top 5?
Well, here's the thing. I have a question for you.
Okay.
For Dak at number 8,
Okay.
Are you taking his playoff record into consideration?
His
Yes or
playoff?
no? Yes or no?
No, I'm just taking into consideration of week 1, how like he kind of like in the second half did nothing really. There were drop passes, but
How can he do anything if his star wide receiver is dropping 3 passes in the second half?
I thought one of them was in the first half.
Yeah, but he had 4 drops.
Yeah, but the one pass in the end was too far.
Yes, but there were so many other ones that could have completely changed the game.
Sure, but again, with Dak Prescott, it's just
And he had a defender in his face.
the only reason why Dak Prescott's not moving up is just because once the Packers game happens, that's where I'm officially going to be. Am I going to keep Dak where he is? Even if he
Okay,
loses
well,
to Packers, I'm
okay.
still going to keep him top 10
the
probably.
the reason why I'm asking that was because if you were penalizing Dak for his playoff performances,
Okay.
then Daniel Jones and Justin Herbert should not be where they are.
I'm not thinking playoffs in consideration. Also, the reason why I put Justin Herbert higher, if I was putting playoffs in consideration, is because I think this is the year where Jim Harbaugh's going to get Justin Herbert to get a playoff win. Also, with the Colts, the only reason why Daniel Jones so high is because I have no idea if he could actually play really well this year. Dak, I know. Daniel Jones, with how he's playing right now, especially because how he playing against the Broncos secondary. That's why I'm sitting that's why I put him higher, because I don't know what he's like in the playoffs, except he did actually have one good game against the Vikings in the playoffs.
And Dak's had 1, 2, 3.
No.
He's had 3 really good playoff games.
No.
Yeah, against the Seahawks,
No.
the Packers, the first Packers loss in the playoffs for him against Aaron
He gave Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers too much time.
The defense, that one was just Aaron Rodgers had this freak of nature play down the sideline. That was the only reason why we lost that
He
game.
gave Aaron Rodgers too much time.
And then
Rookie mistake.
And then against the Buccaneers, when Tom
That was
Brady's-
more defense dominating Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
putting the Cowboys in
Dak
good
Prescott
positions.
had a great game.
No, that was
he had
more-
like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, but that was more of like defense getting them into good situations and such.
Okay, well, but
So-
anyway, I'm getting off track. Anyway.
The defense kept the
We're,
momentum.
we're off track, so he's not taking playoffs into consideration. Then Dak should definitely be above Jane Daniels for sure.
No.
I would move Jane down 1 and put Dak up 1 only
No.
because I know Jaden had to carry the team on Thursday night, but also
And week 1.
week 1 against a Giants defense that Dak threw a party.
Okay,
on.
pause. The thing about Dak Prescott is he's literally been the Giants for like almost 10 years now.
Did we penalize
Dak-
Tom Brady
okay,
for being the Bills?
No,
the
hold on.
Dolphins, the
Hold on.
Jets?
Dak Prescott is like the 49ers with the Seahawks. My argument how the 49ers just owned them. It's kind of like Dak Prescott with the Giants. He just owns them, so even when everything's bad, he just still
So then
beats
why
them.
do we penalize Dak for losing to the 49ers in that scenario then? That makes no sense.
What do you mean penalizing Dak? Playoff, okay, that's just plain out stupid. Not like struggle. That was just stupid when Dak lost to the 49ers the first time when he ran that.
I'm not even talking
that
about
was
we're not talking about
stupid.
the playoffs.
No, yeah, but that's what you're just trying to point out the 49ers about that, right?
No, I'm talking about regular season too.
Regular season? Oh, well, regular season with Dak Prescott. It's just that he's a statistic quarterback. I'm not talking about statistics. I want clutch, not statistics.
Here's how I would.
I don't want statistics. I want clutch.
Okay, here you want to keep. You want to keep him above Dak Prescott just because he's 2-0. You can do that. I would move. Oh man, what would I do?
Now, the big thing about Matthew Stafford, I know Seppi would probably have him higher, is he very well could easily bounce up in the top 10 very quickly.
Okay.
That's where he is for now.
I have my list for you.
Okay.
I would move Jordan Love up to 4.
Wow. Okay. I mean, sure. I thought number 6 is pretty generous.
Okay. Daniel Jones will go to 7.
Nope.
Herbert will drop to 5.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, hold on.
So you're putting Dak at 7 is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then just flip them, basically.
Flipping them. But the ultimate thing is just flipping and then maybe flipping like Daniel Jones.
It's like
Jordan Love
the
kind of
overall, like all the quarterbacks you have in the top 10.
Are you
I don't
upset that Jalen
disagree
Hurts? Are you upset that Jalen Hurts not in top 10 or anything?
Why would I be upset?
You compliment his week 1 performance.
Yeah, but again, you I don't know, honestly.
That's why I'm confused. I was like, you're the one that gave a shout out to Jalen Hurts week 1, not me.
I mean, like, I would probably put him in honorable mentions, but I would say that all the quarterbacks you put in here have definitely had better performances. The only reason you would keep Hurts in the top 10 was because he won the Super Bowl.
But yeah, we're not necessarily putting playoffs into account. I had to add a little sprinkle of like playoffs into account, like a little sprinkle thingy. And the thing about Dak is I'm not taking playoffs into account. I'm just taking into account that like this is him every year, basically. So
Which should okay, whatever. I was gonna say which would be all the more reason to put him up a little higher. So yeah,
No.
basically. So overall,
no, because that's the thing. Like I really feel like Justin Herbert's going to actually win a playoff game this year with how they're looking. And then with Dak Prescott, it's just I know he's not going to do much. And then Daniel Jones, the only reason why he's ranked higher because we're putting a little sprinkle of like playoffs into accounts. I have no idea what he's going to do. So that's why he's dead middle in the top 10, number 5.
Okay. So overall, since I agree with everybody in the top 10, but I did have to do a lot of shuffling in the middle, I would give you a B minus ish, maybe a B, just B. So
he's dumb.
It's definitely not an A. So
he's dumb.
Yeah.
No, I think most people except for the Jalen Hurts lovers would actually probably give me.
You know
an
what? I'm gonna see if I can post a poll in the comment section. I'm gonna have you guys pick A, B, C, or F because I don't believe in D's. So
everyone who puts an F is just an Eagles fan, probably though.
Yeah,
so, I'm just gonna say that.
Like, it's definitely not.
Now, look, I'm gonna clarify. I'm gonna clarify, like I said earlier. Jalen Hurts is gonna be in the top 10 by the end of the season. It's just that he's slower. So for certain quarterbacks like Daniel Jones that like might not be in the top 10 later this season, I'm gonna give them their reward for now. Their place in the top 10. Who they could very well easily not be in there anymore. Because Jalen Hurts just missed it. If Daniel Jones didn't play well this week, Jalen Hurts would be in this top 10 with honorable mentions. It's just that it's because he did play well against the Broncos defense that I was like, okay, I have to put him in, and I have to put him in dead center because I think it's a perfect spot for a who knows kind of quarterback who's playing well.
Top 5 though? It's dead center for me. If you want to say, okay, he's in the middle range, is that 8 to 6 range. So
no, 8's in the back.
Yeah, but it's the back.
5, 6 is
it's
middle.
The back middle.
Well, because we have 2 honorable mentions, number 6 is actually probably a good option for middle. But still, my top. That's my list. So other people might disagree, and you're right. You might disagree, but this is the top 10 for now. It's going to change. It's going to fluctuate throughout the season.
All right, so that was Tony's top 10 quarterbacks after week 2. Now, before we get out of here, we just want to let you guys know we are going to be traveling this upcoming weekend to visit one of our sisters for her birthday. So we will not be posting any videos next week on Tuesday, but on Wednesday evening when we get back, we do plan on going live to do a full recap of the NFL Week 3 and also give you our top 10 teams and give you our predictions for Week 3 as well, so we get you all up to speed on that. We will be posting the videos separately afterwards if you want to catch up on that and you don't want to watch an hour and a half live stream, which it could potentially be. So yeah, but be sure to tune in if you can. We really appreciate the support. So anyway, be sure to like, share, subscribe this video. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And this has been Dynamite Duo Sports.
I
swear, you might make me hate Indiana Jones now. I really like Indiana Jones.